Well, is as they say, never trust your own reflection because your reflection is your darker self. All I know is that I do not like the situation because it's just so full of despair, and I, as you know, despise despair. Hi, for those who are watching, this is the Angry Anime Fan, and yes, I am the despair reviewer, although I technically only review Eden Zero nowadays. We have gotten chapter 144 here, and actually, we are back to Pino's analysis. This time, she is actually examining Chris or Jin, as more are commonly known. And here he seems to be a full bodysuit that really shows his fan serviceness. Funny thing here, this analysis seems to indicate we now know the name of his ether gear because we know the name of his sister, Windflow. We always wondered what the name of Jin's ether gear was, but unfortunately, it's nothing fancy like Saturn's gravity, nor is it something like ninjutsu wind. No, it is simply, on what I can see, called wind rage. I mean, in the way it suits. Klein's is flow because, well, she goes with the flow and she captures everything inside of it, and she always and she adapts to the situation and lets herself be free. Rage suits Jin or Chris because, after all, he is a full of dark, troubled past and O-tech and full of anger. So I guess it makes sense. He likes Klein, of course. He dislikes any man who approaches Klein. His attack is a whipping 5 stars, which is actually kind of impressive. I think that's even higher than Shiki's. His defense, marksmanship, ether power, or intelligence is surprisingly all equal, 3. And of course, loves his sister, 3. As the memo says that he is kind of reclusive, but Klein is maybe helping us to warm up to rest. Well, we just wonder if that happens. Now to the chapter. We see Oasis and their things, including Russo talking to Lizare, and always saying that they're here to bust up stinking else. Also, the 2 human ones, the girl and the man. And it's a bit embarrassing. I don't remember their stories, but that's a problem when you don't really get too much involved in their stories. It is officially confirmed, although it's been highly implied, that they were together. They even have a bit of a romantic moment together. It's saying like, normally this would be romantic, and it reminds when we got to see it together. But this time I'm fighting by your side. That's not so bad either. Of course, Ibaraki is just saying they should focus. We also see the inside of his ship. It is suitable enough to have some sort of motorcycle-like level, so I guess that makes sense. Elsewhere, Goodwin is talking to Eraser, and here is extremely surprising. But it seems to imply that, unlike Justice, Eraser is actually very flexible. Because don't get me wrong, I don't like the Russian Stellar or Galactica because I do not trust them yet. I do not. The Galactica or Russians says maybe enemies. I mean, maybe the big bads of all. But the Idistar, I don't trust them either. And I'm not just talking about because of just this sporn retribution he did on Shiki. It is something else. But Eraser here seems to imply that he's actually quite flexible. As Goodwin confirms that this is their fight and they want to do it. Eraser says he's not trying to get in the way, and he knows the danger of all link, especially if once the tide hits, Shura just need to flip a switch and all the robots will be dead. Once again implying, yes, how easy it will be for Siggy to corrupt the machines. All he needs to do is corrupt the system, then flip the switch, and very likely every single robot will be under his control. So, although Razor do not want to endanger civilians, once again implies that he's a man of honor, he thus says that they will fight together. Of course, that is pretty strange, but yes, it does seem to imply that, unlike Justice, Eraser seems to have a sense of honor to help those he doesn't really want to endanger civilians, and he knows the danger of the Russian says, but he also knows what to fight beside everyone else. Justice does seem to limit lives regardless if they're scum or not, but it doesn't seem to imply that anything else. Elsewhere, Shura is still pinning down the four-star maidens. It pisses me off that even Witch is saying that this is nothing like the Great Demon King. Shura is not supposed to have that great power. Unfortunately, Shiki gets pulled down by a lot of the robots as one of them prepares to self-detonate, saying, "Long live Master Shura." Why would they be so stupid to just do that? Were they really that desperate? Or is it possible that Shura just reprogrammed them? Either way, they self-destruct, creating an explosion which the flyers see, and Jin confirms that he will head there, which I really hope he does, because that may imply that he will join this situation of fight. But Shiki can't be dead. I mean, he died before in World 29. This time Rebecca can't really be here to rewind it, so I really hope he's not dead and we don't have to rewind into a World 31 again. It's not that I don't like Rebecca's broken power. It's the fact that I don't like that the heroes are losing when they're not supposed to be losing. So yeah, if Shiki survived this, then I wonder how he survived this. And more importantly, is it possible that what Rebecca just did may have given him enough time? Well, who knows? But hopefully Jin checks it out. They need to stop Shura before he kills the Star Shrine Maidens, but something tells me it's gonna be too late. Back on the field of the gang, Homura has been turned evil, as Pino analyzes that the mole is on her left, she is on the other side, implying that this is not the real Homura, just a mirror reflection, and also confirmation that Homura is right-handed, not left-handed. Moscow tries to be friendly of it all, but of course the mirror Homura just shows the evilness of it all. And Pino says that she cannot use her EMP if you don't know the locations. Rebecca is a little bit curious if she needs to use Cat Leaper to reverse, but of course doing that, she can only do that for a few seconds, and she, as we find out from last arc, doing that too many times drains her, so she has to be careful when she uses it. And more than that, if she doesn't find out where the enemy is, then reversing will have been for nothing. So Wise tries to use tranquilizers, but of course Mirror Homura deflects them. So Pino activates the EMP to decipher the decipher the ether gear. However, strangely, Wise suddenly gets turned facial, and so with no other choice, Rebecca activates reverse and pulls them back to just at the same time when Mirror Homura confronted them, saying that it took too long. So instead, Rebecca is saying that they need to get out of here and not look at the mirrors. And although they don't want to leave Homura behind, strangely, Mirror Homura doesn't appear to follow them. Instead, just looks behind them all. But we then see Homura, and also a nice shot of her backside, by the way, as she is now trapped inside the mirror world where everything is reversed. And of course, as we saw last time, the one who trapped her in that one is Milani, in the world of the mirrors with her ether gear, standing with some pants and a hot top. She confronts Homura, saying that her hunting style is to pick off prey one by one and bring them to my word to shatter them, as she says with a sadistic smile. Homura, seeing that she has the enemy before her, saying that I'll strike down all who threatens my friends. The question is, can Homura win against this one? Mirror Homura appears to not have chased the gang, although it may just be slow reactions, or it can be of it all. How Wise suddenly got mirror-reached, do not exactly know, but it seems to imply that the more you look into the mirrors, the more you will get, your dark side will get there. That seems to be the true power of Milani's ether gears, or at least one of them, pulling in a double through the mirror world, meaning it's the exact opposite in that mirror world. Although the one in the mirror world cannot really talk, meaning it's a mirror. It's a horror-like mirror ether gear. Although she does say that she can shatter them, it doesn't exactly explain if that means she traps them in the mirror world and then shatters the mirror, therefore killing them, or she can do something else. But I highly doubt just pulling someone into the world and then the evil twin, evil mirror into the other body or into the other world is the only thing she can do. Otherwise, that fruit is dangerous to the allies, but not to the other ones. All. I think she can use it for something more, especially if she's gonna confront Homura. So yeah, the sparks has been flying. The first ocean has made their move. Wise, Rebecca, Pino, Happy, and maybe Moscow has decided to lift off. Chris is heading towards Shiki's the moment, especially after the bomb just exploded. Has Shiki survived? Things are looking bleak, and you know me, I hate bleak. But you give me your thoughts if you have any.